What's up, guys? It's Matty Hill here, and we are Redsun Motorsport with no other than man, Matty Redsun.
Hello and welcome.
The SR King and soon to be the 2JZ King.
I'm already the king of your 2JZ.
You are, yeah. He keeps that car on track. It's reliable. It's been lasting 3 years at least now on track. And now we're here building a brand new motor for the A90 Supra that will be debuting in April this year, hopefully. It keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe May.
We'll see. Anyway. We're building a brand new motor here, and this motor has pretty much every single part from Golby's parts in it. It's got rods, pistons, which we'll show you guys in a sec. It's got upgraded BPP mains, and we're running King bearings as well.
Yeah, King make bearings.
King bearings, all from Golby's parts. And we also have a really cool head setup as well, which Kelford Cams have jumped on board through Golby's parts as well. So that's going to be really exciting to try out their new package with the Ferreira valves. Shimless buckets, something I haven't had as well. So we're oversized valves, shimless buckets. We're also running a 272, 278 camshaft setup in this head, similar to what I was running a couple of years ago back when we had a car in Japan. So it's going to be a really exciting motor. We're building this car for 1,000 horsepower. Even though I won't be running 1,000 horsepower, I don't think, yet.
Oh, not unless I get onto it.
It turns the boost up all the time. Anyway, whatever. We're only running around 800, 850 in the S15. Probably similar to this one. Maybe step it up if the car goes overseas. So, yeah, I've got the best man for the job, Matty, and this is exciting. I'm glad that we're doing this together again. Another motor, another favour that I'm pulling.
All those favours, I know. Yeah, it's all right. Sky's the limit on this one.
Let's get stuck into it.
Let's do it.
All right, Matty, we've got the block. We've had it machined. Yep. Yes, that is the block. What it appears to be, the block. We've had it machined, which took quite a while, unfortunately. Yes. We wanted this done a couple of months ago, but that's okay. Here we are. You've got upgraded mains in it, so they had to tunnel bore the whole motor.
Start with that.
Have a look.
Upgraded mains, that's it. Some BCP caps.
And they're all from Golby's parts as well. What are we doing next? What's the first step in building the motor?
Well, first step, we're going to clean it all again. So we're going to clean the whole engine.
I just painted it. You want to clean it again?
Still clean the bottom, right? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I just painted it, so I don't want to.
No, we're going to clean the engine, right? Make sure it's perfect, ready to go together, right? And then we'll start by doing our ring gaps as the next step, right? And then following for that was piston rings on pistons, right? Rods on pistons, and then we can get a crankshaft in there, and we start assembling it completely.
Great.
Lock it up.
Okay. Obviously, once that's complete, we put the head on and get everything assembled there as well.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Get stuck in and put the crank in. Let's go.
Let's do it. Right, Matty Hill's started with forgetting parts, and I'm coming through the goods by the looks of it. Unboxing some 2JZ Nitto I-beam rods.
Tell us a bit more about the rods, Matt. Why have I got these Nitto rods? Because you are the one who's told me always get Nitto. Why are we getting Nitto? Why can't I just get max speeding rods off Alibaba?
Nitto is, I believe, the best quality in Australia. So designed in Australia. They handle the horsepower we need. So you want 1,000 horsepower, these rods are proven to do that, and that's why we'll use them.
Fair enough. There you go. From the man himself. And CP pistons, I can't remember what we chose. We went 9:1 compression and then 86.5 mil, I believe.
That's correct. Yes.
I was going to step it up to 9.5. I think we spoke about that, and you said no.
I think we spoke about 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, why
we spoke about 10.
Because I think we'd have to change the fuel.
No. So it's for 10 was for still ethanol. You can do it, just more cylinder pressure. So just harder on head gaskets and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it does work great with ethanol, but we just decided to keep the compression a bit lower, just for some higher boost stuff.
And at the end of the day, the engine's definitely overbuilt for what it is.
It will be overbuilt for what it is, yes. Like now we've got billet caps and studs compared to your old engine.
Yep.
Which doesn't have either of those.
Yep.
Much stronger rods, better pistons as well.
Yep. Yeah, the old motor in the S15 doesn't have billet mains. Nope. It's still running, I think, Nitto pistons from memory, and we put Nitto rods in it as well from memory.
Yeah, Nitto H-beam rods in that one.
But that motor's only making 850, but it still holds together, and this will probably be making the same amount of power. Doesn't need 1,000. You don't need 1,000 in Australia.
So whatever your answer was, build me an engine that makes me 1,000. Otherwise, we could have just kept the same engine, you know?
Yeah, I know that. But like, it's in the car.
But what your last message was, what have you done to my engine? It just keeps getting better.
Keeps getting more power.
Just keeps getting more power. What did you do?
When they got oil in them. Yeah. I think he turns the boost up every time I come here.
That's what you keep thinking that happens.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a one PSI increase every time I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd be like 60 now.
It's a 1 PSI increase in atmospheric pressure in my brain. That's what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
3 years strong, the motor's still going. So.
Yeah, was it 3 years this month?
Yep, and this one definitely, we'll have to put an oil pressure cut switch on it or something so I don't forget to put oil in this time, and if I do, it turns off, maybe.
Yeah, well, we need a user error, Matthew.
Put a user error system into the Haltech.
Yes, you are a lot of user error. You're just very forgetful. You know what? It's ADHD. That's what it is. It's just ADHD. Yeah, all of us in here and know what that feels like.
Yeah, Matt H and Matt H.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah.
I said I'm from Manly. I'm not having a 7-Eleven coffee. Alright guys, we're up to one of the most important parts of this build, and Matty's to size up all the rings. We've got the pistons, the rods laid out here. These are all from Golby's Parts. I've been using Golby's Parts for over 10 years now. And we've gone with the Nitto package. Why have we gone with the Nitto package? You've told me to do this so many times over the years, and I've been following your lead.
Yeah,
what's so good about Nitto?
Look, I've been using and recommending Nitto for the last 10 years, right? They're really good quality stuff, Australian designed from the boys. The tolerances are always great. I've never had a failure in everything. Great piston quality, great ring quality, so I'll use nothing else.
And you use them in all your SR20 builds?
I use them in every engine build I do, whether it's an SR20 and RB or a 2JZ, it gets Nitto.
Yeah, sweet.
So Nitto is the way.
Obviously you pay for it, but this is quality, and this is what we want in the A90 Supra. We're going to be pushing big power, maybe a bit of NOS. Matt did ask me, he said, are we putting NOS in? I was like, size it up for NOS.
Yeah, that's how the ring guts went down. So,
all right, well, we'll put these pistons in the motor, and then I think we'll get ready for the head soon.
Yeah, that's it. So get the pistons on the rods, rings on the rods, and we'll go from there.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Should have gone to the gym, huh?
You don't need to, baby. I'll put you to work.
You put me to work, will you?
I'll put you to work, don't worry about it.
You better.
I'll give you another few motors. All right, guys, so first up, we've got the 86.5mm CP pistons, Carrillo by Nitto. Amazing piston. Can't go wrong with that, as I mentioned before with Matty. And with the Nitto rods, we've gone with the I-beam rods. I-beam rods, yes. So we've gone with the I-beam rods, which are, what are they rated to? 2,000 horsepower, 1,500 horsepower.
They've got a different design. You get 1,500 horsepower from those.
1,500 horsepower, definitely not what we're going for in the car, but obviously having the capacity there to go big in the future is what we want. All right, guys, looking at the crank tunnel in this 2JZ, we've gone with the BPP billet main, as well as the ARP main studs from Golby's Parts. Now, these are obviously not factory, they're an aftermarket item, so the whole tunnel has to be machined, so the crankshaft and everything can fit in there without any bearings being chewed up. Essentially, it gets the motor up to the 1,000 horsepower mark safely, whereas like say the factory mains would probably hit the 850, 900 horsepower mark if you're lucky, and you'd probably have a cracked main or some issues from that if you weren't to replace these. So we're going for the 800 horsepower mark, but it's good to have something for longevity, and if we do push this really hard in the future, we know it's going to last.
Oh, we've got the crankshaft in now. We cleaned the crankshaft, cleaned the caps, got everything prepared. So now we've got it all torqued up to 60 foot-pounds. We're ready to flip it over now, start putting the pistons and rods together and their rings and get the bottom end blocked up.
How good.
What have you done, Matt?
I've actually been sitting here doing nothing and watching.
You ordered me dinner.
I just ordered him dinner.
Yeah.
We got Frangos.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a double fillet chicken burger and chips.
Doing the
big chili sauce.
Yeah, he's working his phone like he does best.
Big chili sauce. All right, guys, at the moment, Matty is putting the pistons on the rods. We've just got the gudgeon pins here, which you can see on the table, and we're going to start assembling everything now and start dropping it into the block. For the camshaft package on the Supra, we are running the Kelford 202D That's a 278, 272 camshaft. So that's 272 on the intake, 278 on the exhaust. We're using a bigger camshaft profile essentially to get more flow in the motor, and we want to run this thing to 10,000 RPM. So to keep exhaust temperatures down, we've gone with a bigger camshaft size profile. As you can see here as well, we have a very, very cool setup in the head, something that I haven't done before. We've got the Kelford shimless buckets, and underneath the shimless buckets, we are also running their Beehive springs. So like I said, we're going to run this thing at 10,000 RPM, so we need this thing to be really reliable, and Kelford cams are the exact product that we want to use for that. I've been using Kelford cams in all my builds since 2010 when I was in my early 20s, so I swear by these products and would use nothing else. So I'm very excited to be working with Kelford cams for this A90 Supra build, especially with the power that we're going with this car. It's definitely going to need it. All right, so Matty's almost finished with the short block. He's talking it up right now. I'm getting the ARP head suds ready, lubed up, and ready to go in the motor so we can get the head on and then head the out of here. I mean, sorry, so we can go home and have some sleep. All right, guys, we are now installing the head. As you can see, Matty has installed all the pistons. It's set to top dead center at the moment. We've got the GRP head gasket, and we're about to lay that on and get the head on. So we are on the third pass of talking down the head on the block. Matt's done the hard yards, and I'm just coming in to finish off the job. I'm taking on the glory, all the limelight. Mate, this is a snap-on, half-inch torque wrench. Look at this beautiful piece of machinery. Electric.
He snaps a bolt, now it's his fault.
Far out. Just get Matt to finish it and edit me in, would ya? Oh, don't put that in the video. All right, guys, we're back here. It's day 2 at Redsun Motorsport. Now, Matty's not going to be joining us for a lot of this video because he's busy downstairs tuning 2,000 horsepower SR20s, as he does. So, we've got a bunch of parts here sitting on the table. Now, we had to order a few things in from day 1 video that we have now got here ready to assemble. We've got the oil pump, which has a billet drive gear on that. That's from Golby's, as well as a bunch of covers and some accessories that we're going to be installing on the 2J today. So we're going to get this on the motor and take it home and get it ready to drop in the A90. Let's go. So first of all, we're opening up the back of this oil pump. I've already undone most of these, and we're going to lubricate the billet drive gear. Oh, this one's still tight. There we go. And we're going to lubricate the billet drive gear. Must always do this, otherwise it will essentially detonate and explode. We're going to be using the Newlon anti-seize lubricant as well. So we're going to lubricate the billet gear so it's all nice and primed for the engine's first start. Lovely. So when I remove the gear, I always try to put it back the way it came out. To lubricate that up in there. Make sure to lubricate the face up around here as well. And then I can place that back in now. So that goes back on. I'm going to tighten all these back up. Following that, we'll throw some silicone on it and bolt it up to the motor. So we've got a bunch of seals here from Golby's. So this is essentially like a rebuild kit for your front mains, your seals for your sump, and these are some seals that we're going to use on the front of the motor as well as the oil pump seals. Finished building the 2,000 horsepower SR20s, mate. Right? 2 sizes here in the kit. I just want to make sure we got the right one. Fucking beautiful, mate.
Matthew, you lasted 10 minutes of doing your own build and you've already given up, mate.
I've had enough. I've just had enough. All right, next up on the list is the Ross Billet 2JZ tensioner from Golby's parts. So the reason why we upgrade these is generally because from my own experience, I've had these snap under high rev or high RPM, especially when drifting, when you're clutch kicking a lot. So it's a lot of strain on the motor, a lot of strain on your driveline. So I've seen people use these in Japan, no problem, still standard. But it is really good to upgrade to the billet ones because obviously they are factory and non-interference motor, but once we start putting bigger cams and valves and things in them, they will be interference. So they will obviously detonate or crush the valves and do a lot of damage if the belt comes off, this breaks or anything like that. So we upgrade all that for that reason. So we've got a few bits here. I'm taking the factory bearing. You can buy this complete from Toyota at Golby's as well. And we take that bearing off, we install it here, and then we install the factory screw and washer and put it on the block. All right, so we've got that off there. Put the new bearing on. Don't forget your spring washer. Put the nut on. I do recommend doing this by hand. I'm just using the gun to speed things up. With these as well, I always grab some Scotch-Brite, clean these up. I've already done that. And then I put lubricant, some Nylon anti-seize as well. Put that on here. Well, there's way too much. Oh my God. So make sure it's nice and free. It turns quite well. Always put the washer on as well. If you forget that, it actually changes the location of the bearing to the timing belt, and then it means the timing belt starts walking off the motor. And again, causes the timing belt to break, engine blows up. All right, let's get it on the engine. I'm gonna do this one up by hand just so I can get a feel for how tight it is. Just more a personal opinion. Probably the right way to do it anyway. All right, so that's perfect. So we'll tighten that up. Great. Moves perfectly. No moving backwards or forwards. That's it. All right, we've got the timing gear now as well. So we'll get some Nylon Easy Glide. We'll spray that onto the crank. Perfect. Timing gear's on. I'm not putting the water pump housing on today. That's at home, so we'll leave that off. That's for a rear-mount radiator setup, so I'm going to be leaving that off. There we go. So we'll clean this up, and then we'll get it ready for the brand new rear main that we're going to install. Just lubricate the outside of it just so it goes in a bit easier. Not sure if this is how other people do it, but that's how I do it. I found that if you don't use something like this, it tends to bind up a little bit, and when you're trying to fix it, it damages it.
Kick in the bucket.
Kick in the bucket. Bloody tight squeeze, Gary. It'll be right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I'm putting the cam caps in, lubing them up at the moment, and then installing the cams, and we'll time it up.
What do you mean? I've been doing heaps of work.
In the kitchen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've got to cook for the boys.
Get back to washing up, mate.
Woo! So Matthew, tell me, what have we put here?
It's extreme lube to help break in the camshafts and stop them from wearing out on first startup.
And what brand do we use?
What brand are the camshafts?
No. What brand of lube?
Well, that one is driven. I don't know, never seen that one before.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Nylon.
It's not.
So cut that out. The most fun part of building an engine. Cleaning 30 years of crap off it. So time belt's on, gears are on, tension is on. So now we're basically going to put the cam covers on, put the rockers on, and we're finished. Oh, and I'll chuck on the lower sun. So when I chuck it in the car, it's not sitting on the crank.
Yeah, well, that's your jobs. I'll go back to work.
Oh, I thought it was your job.
No,
That's the hardest job.
The shit jobs go to you, mate. Hey.
All right, so we're taking it home after this, but I'm gonna put the covers on. I am still missing the AN16 pump fitting that's gonna be running on the front of the motor there. So I'm gonna slide that in when I get home before we put it in the car. So I'll put the covers on for now, just to keep it all clean and safe. But as you can see, obviously it's missing that bracket to hold that side on. Scott asked me why I don't have the water pump bracket here.
Matthew, why don't you have your water pump here?
It's a very interesting question, Scott. Thanks for asking. I forgot it.
So once the water pump bracket's on, then it's ready to crank over and start, yeah?
Yeah, man. Not even in the car. We'll just start it. These are temporary covers. So we are waiting for some Ross covers to arrive from Golby's Parts. So I've actually borrowed these from an S15 in the workshop that we're building for a friend of mine.
Thanks, Dib.
Dib, Mr. Alex Dib. So thank you, Alex, for lending me your covers.
So is this going to sound better than Brody's VE?
Oh, can't say that on public social media. But yes, it is.
Ooh.
10,000 RPM 2J, baby. I do like myself an SR20 though. All right, guys, so as you can see, the 2JZ is completed, minus a few components that I've left at home. Of course I did. Big thanks to Redsun Matty for giving me a hand with the motor build. I know this is going to be a very reliable package now that he has had his hands on it. And a big thank you to Golby's and Kelford for coming on board as well. I'm running all their parts in this motor. It's a full Golby's and Kelford build. Kelford cams, Nitto internals from Golby's. We're still running the stock crank as you would have seen. So I'm very excited to see this 10,000 RPM motor singing, hopefully in a few months time in the A90. So basically now we're going to take it home, put it in the Sparesbox A90 Supra and get this thing buttoned up so we can bring it back here in a couple of weeks time to start the wiring process. There's a lot to happen in 2.5 weeks. I don't know how I'm going to get it done, but we have a deadline that we have to meet. So it's going to happen. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop it in the comments below. Myself and Maddie will be happy to answer them. Thanks guys for tuning in. We'll see you very, very soon.